Teardrop. The series will take you through fictional episodes from the viewpoints of Trisha and Vikrant. Sometimes it's the same situation from their respective perspectives, and sometimes their shared journey. Chapter 7. A Day at Work. Trisha. Trisha had been editing documents the whole day, correcting spellings, punctuation marks, fact-checking, and battling with the illogical sentence construction that plagued the manuscript. Her battle with the sheaf of papers had left her hands red, thanks to the bleeding pen, which also seemed to be revolting against the idea of deleting another about after another discussing. 5 years ago, when she had agreed to temporarily be an editor at one of the leading publishing houses of the world, she had thought her world would be decorated with beautiful words, meaningful sentences, and enticing and entertaining paragraphs. It's not that her idea of the publishing world had lived a long life. No, reality had showed its ugly head just a couple of weeks after she had accepted the offer letter. It's not without reason that they say love is blind. The ugliness of the profession only seemed to attract her more to the line of work. Finding mistakes, correcting them, polishing a thought, and presenting a finished manuscript garnished with a just perfect layout and illustrations ensured that what Trisha had orchestrated to be a fling turned out to be a full-blown affair that was already celebrating the 5th anniversary and working towards the 6th. The love affair was a torrid one and stood the test of time, crossing all the hurdles that management, bosses, peers, illustrators, and typesetters laid in her path. And like in every relationship, compromises were made. The course of dreams changed, new ambitions took precedence over the old ones, and life fell into a pattern. Manuscripts arrived with a lot of promise. The first read always helped her see the potential in the book. Then came the paperwork, which was mind-numbing but also gave her time to mentally work on the manuscript. The negotiations with the design team for the cover were enjoyable during the ideation and frustrating while finalizing the last few details. Deciding the style sheets and then hammering the nuances into the typesetter's head were just a part of the job. Her workplace was not just a place to earn bread and butter. Though, truth be told, she could barely afford only a couple of slices, forget the butter on her salary. In her childlike innocence, half a decade ago, she had declared she had landed on her planet after orbiting several other job spheres, just a few days after joining the rigmarole of the publishing world. And rightly so. Trisha loved the people she was working with. Well, at least to begin with. She learned a lot and laughed a lot. Their political views did not match, but that did not matter. Their taste in books and movies was similar, and most importantly, they all loved cheap Bollywood songs and movies. All these thoughts and many more like these rushed through her head as she headed home, lugging work to finish at night. Her life, it seemed, had been restricted to never-ending bundles of manuscripts at various stages, laughter she generated and shared with her friends at work, and the fleet of TV shows that helped her unwind after a hard day's work. The metro came to a halt, and so did her train of thoughts. More than the weight of the unedited manuscript, just the idea of arguing with the horde of auto rickshaw drivers that would meet her at the exit weighed her down. Taking a tough stance, she began the process of zeroing down on an auto rickshaw driver after a series of exchanges that went something like this. Auto rickshaw drivers in a herd. Madam, kahan jana hai? Where do you want to go? Trisha, dash destination jana hai. I want to go to this particular destination. Most of the auto rickshaw drivers would disappear at this point, and though she would never admit it, a little part of her would be disappointed that these men were not impressed with her address. Of the two that would remain, the confident one would continue in the following fashion. Auto rickshaw driver, ARD. Long pause as if thinking whether taking her home might include a battle with the Dakus of Chambal. Trisha, losing patience and at the same time pleading, Bhaiya, bolo, chalenge aap. Tell me, will you go in that direction? At this time, she did her best to remember the major landmarks on the route. Her tone almost suggesting that she was trying to convince the guy that doing his job to to earn his living might not involve a gun battle since she lives in a safe and civilized part of the city. ARD. Bus stop के पीछे? Behind the bus stop? Trisha, her hope rising. हाँ, सफेद वाली building park की तरफ? Yes, the white building towards the park? ARD. Talking as if addressing a press conference after a terrorist attack. Madam, बहुत दूर है. हम तो कहीं और जाएंगे. Madam, that's too far. I will be going to a destination which is nowhere near to where you want to go. This declaration was usually followed by a wide grin and made the insides of Trisha's intestines curl. She sighed deeply, consoling herself that the weekend was just a night away, and looked around for another auto rickshaw wala to have the same conversation, hoping for a different ending.